Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Yawning Portal, and more specifically to the Sunless Citadel. Friends, in chat, I'd love to see your lovely names and your lovely words and your lovely emotes. I would also like to take a quick moment, and actually I left my outline, my notes for my outline, on the other side of the room. So why don't I go ahead and start by asking folks, particularly folks in chat and folks right here playing the game, since the last time we played, what's new? I mean, asking how are you is always a little bit of a loaded question these days, but I'm really interested to know, like, how's folks doing? How are folk, or what's new? How many of you have gotten vaccinated? Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start with Gail, and I will actually be taking off for just a moment to grab my notebook while you are talking.
I mean, it's spring. Outside of this role play, I love doing some gardening, so I've been busy with that. A goblin who gardens.
That makes sense. That's completely legitimate.
I don't necessarily trust those crops, but I can see the appeal.
Also, I've been watching this giant lizard fight this giant monkey, and it was really, really good, but I'm not going to talk any more about it.
Yes, indeed.
They did a fight, though, right? They definitely did a fight.
And in unrelated news, Godzilla vs. Kong came out.
In unrelated news, Jeff, how are things going over in your neck of the woods?
It's quite well. I actually got my Fauci ouchie today, and I'm
nice.
Very happy with that.
Very good.
It was mostly by accident, but I'm still happy.
Hey, that's what it takes. I see we've got plenty of the new Meepo emote being thrown in chat, which I really appreciate. That's fantastic.
Nice, Kaminosai.
M, how are things? What's new with you?
Well, I'm back on the East Coast, and my cat has actually decided to sit on my lap today.
Hi, kitty.
Which is nice.
It's forgiving you.
Well, it's more of that I kept the treats up high.
Cats keep grudges.
Well, I was gone for 2 weeks, right? And the first thing that happened when I came back and I sat down at my computer to play video games, and she's been like on my leg, just like claws fully into me, just being like, "I missed you. I peed on your bed."
Kistro makes a very good point, Silver Key. We might want to go ahead and turn the Meepo around so that it can fit the sunglasses or the thinking modification. That's a good point.
Yeah, I can do a flip real quick.
For some silly reason, and I don't know why, you can't apply more than one modification to an emote. So you can't flip it and put the sunglasses on, which sucks. Jen, how are things over with you? How are things with your ankle, if more specifically?
I finally am getting an MRI.
Good.
Yay.
After 2 months, they finally went, okay, I guess it's bad enough. So that's gonna be at 9:30. Well, it's a 10 o'clock appointment, but I gotta get there at 9:30 in the morning. So I took a nap. I usually take a nap before this, but this time I really, really had to because I had to get up early.
Yeah.
So but I also got my Fauci ouchie last Wednesday.
Very nice. It makes me so happy to see when people get their vaccinations. Makes me so happy.
Oh yes, it tried to knock me down, and it husband came out of it just fine. Roommate is still knocked down by the Fauci ouchie, but she has a complication that we didn't think about. So if you have a platelet disorder, it kind of still counts as being on blood thinners, and the vaccine may F you up.
Yeah, make sure to disclose all that sort of stuff to your doctor. So what you're saying...
She didn't even think about it.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't even think about it because it's not all the time. She's not always got thin blood.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying is you got knocked down, but you got up again. You're saying the vaccine is never going to keep you down.
Never going to keep me down.
Anyway.
You're gonna bring this to this game right now?
Yes, I brought Chumbawamba into the game.
I don't know if you've listened to their other music, but it only makes freaking fantastic.
So he'll have to pay a karmic price later.
I will absolutely pay a karmic price later. Yes.
No karmic price. That's a great.
All right.
I love Chumbawamba.
So as always, at the beginning of these sessions, I like to do a quick rules clarification for anything that was maybe a little bit iffy in the last session. I did actually go back and rewatch the last session. Go me. and I have the ability to figure out what rules to sort of clarify. So first off, we did level. You did level in between games. However, you have not taken a long rest yet, so I'm going to be a little bit sort of fast and loose with the rules on leveling. You're still going to keep what few wounds you've got. You're still going to keep what expended spell slots you've got, but you will get the new HP and the new spells that come with your level. That should all happen automatically in Fantasy Grounds when you add your level. I know that's not normal, but that's because normally you level when you long rest. But I wanted to give you access to the stuff so that you could think about it in between games, if that makes sense. Yes.
I don't remember if I was wounded or not, and when we were doing the leveling, I assumed it was all the benefits, and I got rid of. So I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't clear at the get-go, and that's fine. I'm not going to hold you responsible for me not saying that early enough. Secondly, just to throw it out there because it was a little bit of a question. Yes, Ice Knife does target a creature rather than an area, so you can't just drop it in the center of a bunch of stuff. That's the way we called it. We called it right. It was excellent. Well done, team. And then finally, yes, this is something that I actually learned myself recently because it's a holdover from 3rd edition. Hiding is indeed an action rather than part of a move action. Gale, your camera is frozen once again, I'm afraid. And now it's not frozen.
Okay. She's frozen with a very pensive and reflective expression.
Right.
Yeah, and now it's frozen again. So I'm not sure what's going on. Like you'll move for a bit, and then it'll freeze you in a new position. I'm not sure what's up. Lionar, welcome. Vampire Lady, welcome. Kaminosai, welcome. Nathaniel, welcome. Vampire Lady, welcome again. Yeah, it's great to see everybody. So yes, hiding is a full action, not part of a move action. So what I'd like to do at this point, in the sort of out of character bit, because everybody loves a little bit of theory crafting, and I like to give our viewers a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. I'm interested to know what choices you made for level 3. Level 3 is a big level for everyone. And I'm curious as to what choices you had to make and what you decided to go with. If there's anything you really want to keep secret and keep hidden for a big reveal later, don't feel pressured. That's fine. But I would like to discuss the choices you're making with your character so that the viewers know what's going on. Let's start with Jeff, because I know you always put a lot of thought into your character builds. What are you doing with level 3?
Well, I decided I would continue along the path of Sorcerer because that class doesn't get good until later. But that's it. I finally get access to meta magic, and that's fun. I also get my access to level 2 spells, which is fun. And I am gonna keep what spells I chose away from chat to surprise them for. I'm sure will be a big fight later. That'll
all
be
good.
And I think I'll hide what meta magic I chose until the end too. But that's how I say. I made choices.
Really quick, Kisril is noting that yes, Gale, your camera is still indeed frozen in the same spot that it has been for the past minute or 3, I'm afraid. It sucks, but there it is. All right, so Gale will come back in a little bit, hopefully. Let's talk to M. What are you doing with Hyacinth?
Oh, hey, yeah. So I continued with a rogue. But I picked the swashbuckler subclass. So, what type of details would y'all like?
Remind me a little bit about what swashbuckler does. It's one of the better, if I recall properly, it's one of the more highly rated, as it were, rogue archetypes. Gale, you do seem to be okay now, but of course now we're in a different order, so all of my individual scenes are no longer accurate. So I'm probably going to often switch to the wrong player, and that's just going to happen, and I apologize. Sorry, Em, keep going.
Okay, so currently I can strike and like slip away, so I get this thing called fancy footwork. Mm-hmm. Which basically is if I land I can land a strike and then that creature can't make opportunity attacks against me for the rest of my turn.
Nice. So you're able to dart in and out really easily.
And then I got Rakish Audacity, which is...
First off, before we even say anything about what that actually does, can I just say that the name is perfect for Hyacinth? It's just the absolutely most perfect thing. Okay, go ahead. What does that mean?
The thing is, my rapier is across the room, but I do have one. Rakish Audacity lets me give myself a bonus to my initiative rolls that is equal to my charisma modifier. And then I can use my sneak attack if without advantage, if I am the only creature within 5 foot of the creature that I'm targeting. And there are no other creatures within 5 feet of me. So that means that if an ally and I are targeting the same creature, then I get sneak attack. And if I'm the only one up against a creature, I get sneak attack.
Gale, you
and
are
if I have
frozen
advantage,
again.
I get sneak attack.
Yeah, I'm frozen again. I'm trying to work on it.
You're frozen in a very strong flexing pose, which I appreciate. It works really well for your character, but you are indeed frozen for the time being.
I'm
yes,
working on it.
Swashbuckler is an excellent choice, and I think it works really well, especially given how incredibly effective Hyacinth has been with the rapier over the last couple of games. I agree entirely. Jen, what are you doing with Clarion this level?
Clarion has taken his Bard College, and he is Glamour. So he's fancy. I still got to learn a little bit more about the colleges and stuff. That will at least start and figure out what all I need to do with that. But I took a few new spells, and so I had a couple of cantrips that I could take. So I think I took Message and True Strike.
Nice.
Those are good.
And I also got
Message in specific is an often underrated spell. It's really nice to be able to communicate when you inevitably split the party.
Yes. Don't you know you never split the party? Healers in the back. Sorry.
No, I started singing it in my head too.
Is that from Tasha's Cauldron? Is that subclass?
It might be, yes.
I don't F with bards very often.
I'm trying to pull it back up.
Which subclass?
The College of Glamour.
Glamour. I do believe it's one of the newer ones, but I don't know if it's Xanathar or Tasha's. But either way, it is a very powerful, very manipulative one. It is Xanathar. Okay.
So I also took a few second level spells. Detect Thoughts, Enhance Ability, and Lesser Restoration.
Nice. Detect Thoughts is one that always makes a lot of challenge for the GM, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much for making my life more difficult.
It's my job. As
Gale, now that I can see you moving at the moment, yes, I do see you moving. What are you doing with Echo for level 3?
Echo is Open Palm Monk. I'm really excited to catch arrows now. Working out
you can touch this.
I think it might be my new mic that's just overloading the system. We'll see. When I turned it off, I unfroze.
Again, though, I do have to mention that your new mic is extraordinarily clear. Like, I can hear you just beautifully. So it's definitely a good mic that you've got.
All right. Well, I'll keep futzing with it if it keeps happening.
All right. I mean, worst case scenario. Yeah. Worst case scenario. If you freeze, the most important thing is that you can interact with Fantasy Grounds. I love the emote wall, so that when people put emotes up, they pop up in the thing. It's great.
Hey, I just saw a trans.
Not sure where the thing went.
So let's go ahead and jump back into game, shall we? And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a quick distribution of the loot that we have right now, because that's a thing that I think I've been not so great with. So let's go ahead and jump into
the in-game.
Excellent. Okay, wow, that's really big. I made the... There we go.